Today FM is awesome in Ba. We love you, Today FM.
Today FM rocks in the story and I love listening to Today FM.
Today FM is #1 in Televu.
Today FM rocks in Lotaka. Woohoo!
Today FM is the most popular station in Nasino.
We love everything about Today FM here at Golden Point Reki.
Everybody in Singataka loves Today FM.
Today FM rocks in Ba.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In this bulletin, Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama says Sodelpa has nothing new to offer. Businesswomen recognized for breaking the mold. And changing lives one operation at a time. Good evening, I'm Amrita Priyadarshini and this is FBC News. Now we apologize for the delay in news. This was caused by technical difficulties. Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama has responded strongly to the statement made by the Social Democratic Liberal Party leader Ro Temumu Kepa. Speaking to the Fiji Sun newspaper, Bainimarama says Sodelpa is offering ordinary Fijians nothing new. Apisalame Dhoka reports.
The Maramambal Rotin Riketi and Sodelpa leader reveals they will review the system of distributing land lease payments implemented by the current government.
We will strengthen the role of the board and review the present system of distribution of lease money, which has disempowered our Turangani Matangali, Turangani Abusa, and Turangani Tauke, and is effectively destroying the communal foundation of indigenous Fijian society.
In response, Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama says, I quote, the Sodelpa says that she will restore the power of the chiefs and remove equal distribution of lease monies. She should know that a chief's mana is not based on receiving lease money. It is based on looking after your people. It means caring and loving your people, not taking away their fair share of money. What's more, the direct distribution of lease money is improving the lives of ordinary commoner Fijians, empowering them to take charge of their own destiny. We can already see it leading to economic growth as ordinary people take ownership of their economic resources and capabilities, unquote. Rote Mumu also said the Fijian Affairs Board scholarship would be reinstated.
Recognizing, ladies and gentlemen, the importance of giving as many of our students fair and equal opportunity for higher level tertiary education, the Sodelpa-led multi-party government will reinstate the FAB scholarship scheme and the multi-ethnic scholarship program for eligible students from low-income families.
Bainimarama hasn't accepted this. A divided way of looking at building national capacity. As a previous Minister for Education, she should understand that more Fijian youths than ever before now have access to tertiary education under the new Topper Scholarship and Government Loan Scheme. To revert to the old system would rob so many students around the country of the opportunity to pursue their dreams with a university education, unquote.
Our first legislative action will be to revoke all current restrictive decrees on fundamental freedoms and political and civic rights.
Bainimarama says the move will only deny the country a better, peaceful Fiji. She was surrounded by other political leaders with whom the whole country knows she has nothing in common except their opposition to his government's reforms to empower ordinary Fijians. It is a coalition of hypocrites, the same tired old political faces who brought Fiji to its knees in the first place through their petty squabbling and division, and now supposedly joining hands. They are united by only their determination to wind back the clock, to reject the advances of the past 7 years and restore their own privileged positions at the expense of ordinary Fijians, unquote. Bainimarama says the statement by Sodelpa will only create fear amongst people and undermine the work of his government, Apisalome Doka, FBC News.
Last night's Women in Business Awards in Suva was an opportunity to reflect on the inequalities that women face, not just in leadership positions, but every aspect of the commercial sector in Fiji. WIB President Nurbano Ali highlighted the lack of women representation in large businesses across Fiji and the disparity in the pay structure. Edwin Nand has more.
This is a celebration of the achievement of women, stamping their mark as senior executives, aspiring business people and managers of enterprises. But there is still so much that's not right.
Real change will only happen if powerful and lead women are less of an exception. This, if not the same, is worse for Fiji, where you can count the women CEOs on your hand. I swear, you can count them literally, not even both hands will go. This is a huge and indeed daunting challenge, as we don't have the luxury of time.
Nurbano Ali highlighted Fiji doesn't have records of how women are paid compared to men in charge of businesses.
Fiji, we don't even have stats, as there are only a handful of women at CEO levels, so we don't even have the numbers to warrant a statistics test. This is pathetic. So something is terribly going wrong. So we need to recapture the spirit of equality and redirect serious attention and intervention to bring about the necessary fairness of women's participation in the commercial world.
The night, however, belonged to women who've battled the odds and come out on top. Veera Chute, who runs Value City, a regional chain of recycled clothing stores, is the Businesswoman of the Year.
I believe we're all winners tonight. As women, we have proved that we can succeed in what was predominantly a man's world.
Aspiring Entrepreneur Award went to Beatrice Nast, who runs West Side Motorcycles in Nandi.
I never thought I would win this award, which means a recognition for our industry and our unique business we have. Who thought about motorbikes 15 years ago?
PDC Lamboandromo won the award for Business Executive of the Year for her achievements with the Fiji women's rights movement. She was represented by her mother. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
Hundreds of people from all walks of life marched to the streets of Suva last night in support of ending violence against girls and women. Those who spoke to FBC News asked for a safer environment, reminding Fijians of their responsibilities. Shireen Lata reports.
These chants echo the sentiments of women who have at some point been the victims of abuse, a voice for the voiceless, for those who suffer in silence.
As a woman, I don't want to be discriminated and fight against rape, as it's always happening to all ladies with disability.
Violence going around with the women nowadays, and abuse of child, especially men. They don't appreciate what women does in this special day for them.
I am a woman and I will always support women, and I know that women have rights and we all have equal rights.
The theme for this year's march is stopping sexual assault and sexual harassment against women and girls. It's specifically directed at making nightclubs and dark streets safer for females. Expressing outrage and demanding change, the public were called on to rise in defiance of any and all abuse.
I feel that this is a good cause because women and children should be treated equally everywhere.
International Women's Day means to me equality in all aspects of life.
It's also time for us to reflect on the work that still needs to be done to ensure equality for our women, to ensure that they have a role in society that is equal to men as well.
International Women's Day to me is about giving women the right to be able to choose what they want and, expressing women's rights and giving them equal opportunities and making the world a safer place for women and girls.
Fiji Women's Crisis Center Coordinator Shamima Ali says the support from the public means a lot to them.
We're really overwhelmed with the different sections of people who have turned up here today, belonging to different groups and so on. And new people keep joining us every year.
And yeah, we are really happy. That means that people really care about what is happening in this country as far as rape and sexual assault is concerned.
Those who are part of this march today have pledged that they will not stop fighting to protect women and girls from all forms of violence. They are hopeful that their efforts has a positive impact on everyone. Organizers say with a huge support from the public, they can say that there is only one hope. There is an end to violence against women and girls. Sharin Lata, FBC News.
In sports, Western schools want to dominate Fiji finals. That's after the break.
Talita na radio Fiji 1 and Muirani no Bonua.
Ando talita kana borrongo na radio Fiji 1 singa toka mboleta station ni Alumatu.
Ando talita wale una borrongo na radio Fiji 1 station ni Alumatu elo toka.
Ando talita wale una borrongo na radio Fiji 1 mandi na station ni Alumatu.
Au tu ko korbo ando borrongo le na station ni Alumatu na radio Fiji 1. Ando borrongo na radio Fiji 1 na station ni Alumatu na mandoi tele.
Na radio Fiji 1 nando moi bitin bonga ni BNN.
Welcome to FBC Sports. Veteran Fiji rep Setefano the Cow has been recalled to the Vodafone National 7 squad for the Japan and Hong Kong tournaments. The Cow, who featured for Tamandamu at the Maris Sevens, has been named in the 18-member squad released by coach Ben Ryan last night. Together with the Cow, Choeli Lutumailangi also makes a return to the 7 setup, while Jerry Tuwai has also got a call-up. Also making a comeback is Warden's halfback Wesen Nadungu, who missed the Las Vegas and Wellington tournaments due to recruit training. With just over a month to go for the Fiji finals, Western teams have been working a unit to build up for the biggest secondary schools athletics meet in the country. Silver schools have in the past been dominant in the finals, but this changed last year when Jasper Williams won the girls' grade. Indra Singh has more on the West schools.
These young athletes have been giving it their all during the weekly competition being held in Lautoka.
The competition that is currently on is actually our Saturday competition that we have organized locally for our athletes here in Lautoka and as well as the neighboring districts to give them a platform to compete before their zonal meet and also in preparation for the Coca-Cola Games.
Aim is not only to get competition but to better the athletes and give coaches an indication of what needs to be done before the finals.
Certainly, yes. That is the aim for their coaches to start looking at perfecting their time and improving not only the time and also the distances that they in the field events.
While the competition is being held in the West, these athletes could also have their Suva counterparts in action next week.
We hope to have them here again with us. That depends on the availability of the National Stadium in Suva, I believe. If it's again committed to rugby, then most likely we will have them here with us next week.
So with the work already started in the West, it is clear they are gearing up to give the Suva schools a run for their money. And based on this, one can surely say the level of competition next month should go up a notch. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
And in the Fiji Sun Skippertuna National League games played today, Nandi beat Rewa 1-0 while Lautoka defeated Navua 2-0. Fine weather. Apart from brief showers prevailed over most parts of the country today, the Nandi Weather Office is monitoring Tropical Depression 18F, which was analysed near 15.0 south, 169.0 east over Vanuatu at 3 p.m. today. The associated trough of low pressure affects Vanuatu and Solomon Islands. Another trough affects Tuvalu and Northern Cooks. Another hot day over the Fiji group with three centres, Suva, Ba and Lambasa recording a high of 33 degrees at 3 p.m. today. More fine weather tomorrow morning for the entire group, but the day will end with showers over all centres. And for Tuesday, occasional rain, heavy at times and few thunderstorms. Before we leave our main stories again, Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama says SODELPA has nothing new to offer. And Women in Business Awards recognize striving entrepreneurs and executives. This week's question: should people be penalized for not adhering to weather advisories? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News. Or if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply #FBC News. That's it from the team and me tonight. Jackie and the team will be back again tomorrow. I'll see you again in a week. Nimo Demanda.
Old Town Tower में it's only Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
बाकी हर घर में खाली मिर्ची FM बजे. Mirchi FM is hot.
Best sound, best music. Mirchi FM rocks and records.
नानी का #1 station है Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot. Mirchi FM it's #1 in nursery.
Mirchi FM is hot. हम लोग Mirchi FM रोज सुनता है. Mirchi FM जागो मामा. Mirchi FM